mean, if you ask my dad, he'll know a lot more, but it has changed a lot. But I only have worked here for a few years.
Oh,
so,
that's good too.
But yeah, it has changed a lot. Good neighborhoods and there are bad neighborhoods, but this one is okay.
Oh, you don't live in here, so
No,
you
I don't
moved
live
to.
here.
Oh,
I live in Queens. Yeah.
Oh, you live in Queens.
Yeah.
So your father is from Queens too.
Yeah.
So is this like business, like having any like problem running through these years? I mean, have ever like the developer raised the rent or?
I mean, yeah, the rent does raise, and so we have to raise the price here for the pizza. So that's how we even it out.
Does the customer change a lot?
The customers, yeah, we get all different people come in. Hello, how are you?
That's what you got?
We have our regular, we have grandma Sicilian, garlic nuts. Regulars coming out 1 minute. People, they hear the price and they just leave, but other people love our pizza and they always come back for it. Yeah.
Oh, so are they like, so...
I mean, we're not that expensive anyway, but people hear big number and they don't want to come back.
Oh, there are some people they don't want to come back because the rise of the price?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, are they like usually not very rich people?
Not very rich. All different. It's their attitude about it.
Attitude. Okay, I see. Actually, for Luigi, like even though the developer raised the price, but like I think we didn't like get much influence about it, right?
Raising the price?
Yeah, raising the price about the rent or like.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Just the change of the customers, or how does it influence?
The raising the price?
Yeah.
The customers that come in and us having to pay for the extra rent that they're putting down here. But yeah, altogether, it's supposed to be a better neighborhood.
It's a better neighborhood
than it was. Yeah.
Oh, what was it like?
There was a lot of, I mean, there are projects over here, but there are a lot of incidences going on with the police or whatever. Sometimes they do still go down, but yeah, there's a lot of violence sometimes, especially at night. When like during the day, maybe not as much, but at night sometimes things happen.
That's
but
interesting.
back in the day, a lot more. It happened a lot more way back in the day.
So it's like good influences, I guess.
Yeah.
Huh. That's nice.
Raising the price makes richer people come here, I guess, and poorer go somewhere else, and it becomes better, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, so that's.
An increase in business, especially with the renovation of the Navy Yard and with the Hall Street building. Also, the neighborhood didn't have as much of a commercial thing going on back in the day. There's just been an influx of people. The people, and then you had the Navy Yard, and then I guess word of mouth and, social media and stuff like that has gotten more people to our restaurant. We didn't see any gourmet pizza places, like made, good pizza, quality pizza. And so we thought that it would, in the area, so we thought this would be a good opportunity to have a nice offer some good slices, That bad for us, but, when the lease runs out, obviously, they'll try to increase it by a certain amount, so, especially given all of the stores that are going to open right near us. You have Brooklyn Roasting, which is open across the street from us, and you got Rest and Daughters opening across in the Navy Yard, and some other chains and pizza places and stuff like that. So that will be competition, and there will be a rent increase probably. But hopefully we established a rapport with the people in the neighborhood so that they come to our place.
my family came in the early 70s, they were considered gentrifiers. We bought a house for pennies on the dollar. The woman that lived there was African American. She got kicked out. She didn't pay her bank, so she foreclosed. She still took it out on us because when I was 8 years old watching TV, a brick came through my window and hit me in the head. And my father ran out of the house, chased her down, the police caught her, and I was asked that, what was that all about? And years later, when it was being able to be explained to me, that's what the situation was. But where we get a jail out of free card is, that was a bank that this woman didn't pay. We didn't steal the house from under her. There was no conniving, there was no sneaky behavior. It's just the way things turned out. And my father was a blue-collar hard worker for Long Island Railroad, worked his ass off the mortgage, never had the first 5 floors of this house, never. Only lived in the bottom 2 floors, and we lived poor. Little shitty TV, no air conditioning, rent upstairs was adequate for the guy that lived up there. And we scraped it by. The great thing about those days was, the only reason I knew I was different was when that brick came through the window, which was to tell me someone was angry at me for some reason. Be it that I was white, that I came in the neighborhood in the 70s, and this and that. But aside from that, other than getting my ass whooped once in a blue moon from a bunch of kids calling me honky and cracker, I never understood what that meant. So I never knew it was because I was white, so I never knew I was white. There were days when my friends would go to the corner and they'd all have the Afro picks in their hair, and I'd buy one for 10, I think it was 25 cents in a jar. You get an Afro pick, and I'd be sticking it in my hair and it'd be falling out. And I couldn't understand why. I can't have this. Everyone in Fort Greene, Clinton Hill, Bed-Stuy, maybe even all of New York, maybe even outside of New York, had the beaded, stitched African leather Mother Africa pendant. I remember going to the Fulton Mall. There was always like a little guy with a table. But the beauty is that my friends didn't let me know that. Whether they created the bubble knowingly, I don't know. Maybe they were trying to protect me, I don't know. But it was a beautiful thing. Now, we were all outside playing. I don't know if you could attribute that to the lack of video game systems back in those days or TV, I don't know. But nowadays, with all these new other white kids that are coming in, there's still black kids coming here. It's still a pretty mixed neighborhood. And that's good. People are coming here like we're taking over and we're cleaning things up. And we're going to make this our little utopia. And fuck you before you, whether you were black or white. And this is coming from someone who might be or black or white. So that's the odd part to me. They used to play bongos and drums, African style, in Fort Greene Park. All through my childhood, 80s, 90s, up to only a few years ago. Now, whether the people that were mostly white or maybe there were a couple of black people in there, I don't know. But I can guarantee it was mostly white people who moved into Fort Greene, South Oxford area, Fort Greene Park. So a lot of bitching and complaining about the noise of bongos and drums, natural music. This was actual real music, played by people from the neighborhood from God knows how long they've been here. And you're going to come in here and buy up this brownstone and tell these people that they can't have the little bit of fun and happiness that makes them feel African? No white person would literally say it to their face. They just go behind the scenes and call up the police and go, can you usher them out? Or can you get the borough president down here to pass a law? That's some horse shit. I chased someone down the block about coming into my neighborhood and taking a dog shit on my petunias. And I was like, yo, bitch, you fucked up my petunias. Well, how come your dog is peeing on the baby tree that's been replaced 10 times in front of the bodega with a sign saying, please don't pee on me? Let's talk about that, because that's where I caught you. But you have no problem with your dog pissing on a baby tree, an urban tree, a tree that's fighting to live. And what I'm trying to say in that comment is community. Mm-hmm. There's no sense of community. In my day, it wasn't beautiful around here. Trees were kind of, but you took care of your brownstone, you took care of your property in front of it, you swept, you cleaned up the dog shit. I'm not saying there wasn't a lot of dog shit. There was plenty of people coming between other areas that didn't care about the neighbor next to there. So there was no utopia back there. It was this is a very dangerous neighborhood. There was a lot of crime. But it was seen in that crime, there was a sense of community.